Suspected of opening fire in a subway station, an alleged vigilante who police say used the weapon to try to stop a crime.
That one man who is being called a vigilante fired one shot. He didn't hit anybody, but he is now in custody.
Were you trying to protect someone?
43-year-old John Rote in handcuffs tonight, led away from the transit police station in the subway. Police say he is the man they've been looking for since yesterday, who allegedly tried to stop a mugging by firing a gun inside a train station. Happened around 9:15 Tuesday night. Police say a 49-year-old man known for swiping people into the subway and then demanding cash was also trying to mug a woman at the NRW station at 49th Street and 7th Avenue. That's when police say the so-called subway vigilante pulled out a gun and fired into the air. Law enforcement sources say Rote did not have a gun permit, but even if he did, he still would have broken the law. The only people allowed to take a gun into the subway system are law enforcement.
A vigilante just going out there taking justice in his own hands is a dangerous situation.
So let me get this straight. A woman is attacked by a man trying to rob her. And then another man pulls a gun and fires a warning shot or shots, scaring off a woman's attacker because the transit police were nowhere to be found to stop it themselves. But in response, the president of the transit authority says this.
Weapons shouldn't be on the streets of New York. They are. And if that occurs, then what happens in the streets come down into our subways. We need to get a handle on the gun issue, certainly in the city.
There are two reasons why this was his response. One, he doesn't want to admit that the police can't always be there to protect you. And two, he's more concerned with controlling people than he is actually keeping them safe. If his ultimate concern was about keeping people safe, he would apologize to the woman and the people of New York for not being able to be there when she needed them. And that they will do a better job to protect the people riding the subway in New York. No, instead, he's acting stunned that somehow someone would go out of their way to protect someone.
I've looked at the video. It's, I would say, unusual. He sort of looks very calm, pulls out a gun, fires 2 shots, calmly puts the gun back in a bag and walks away. I mean, it is weird.
Actually, there's nothing weird about it. People are tired of being victims. The only solution the government ever has for people is leave it to the police. But the police can't always be there, so then they say, just comply. But people shouldn't have to comply with criminals just because the systems that the government has in place to stop criminals doesn't work. But the sick thing is, when people take their safety against criminals into their own hands as a result, the government treats the Good Samaritan more like a criminal than the actual criminals. When you treat Good Samaritans like criminals more than actual criminals, criminals will become emboldened and the citizens will become apathetic about helping people.
Yeah, Jason, we've talked to investigators who say, in point of fact, while this woman was being attacked, there were passengers on the train. They did apparently witness what was going on and apparently did nothing about it.
Now, I'll be the first to admit, firing a warning shot probably wasn't the greatest idea. But what was a greater idea? Was this man supposed to try to Brazilian jiu-jitsu the attacker away from the lady and possibly get hurt himself? Should he have shot the attacker and possibly get charged with murder? Or should he have just minded his own business and leave her to be attacked and deal with it herself, only for people to then point to him and say, him a misogynist for not helping the lady? Honestly, I would need to see the actual video to better assess what he should have done, and even then, I'd be Monday morning quarterbacking it. Clearly, there is a safety issue on the subway that everyone seems to know about, except the transit authority has done nothing about it.
Especially when you're traveling at night, not so much in the daytime, but at night you do have to be a little more careful.
A few times I come here to visit, I'm always very on edge. I live in London, but I'm more on edge in New York than I'm in London.
Metro's not like this, is it?
No, it's not.
The long story short, as I always say, whether you like it or not, you are your own first responder. No one's coming to save you. And apparently, even if someone does come to save you, if that person uses a gun to do it, the government is going to treat that person like a criminal. So remember, the government is in the business of control first and foremost. Safety is simply a talking point to justify giving them more control. They don't have any real legal duty to keep you safe anyway. So remember that the next time they try to convince you to give up your 2A rights under the guise of safety. And also, remember to head over to shop.mrcolion.com and grab yourself 1, 2, or 3 of our new premium embroidered hoodie. I'm wearing the black on black AK hoodie version, but we have them in all of our classic and new Pew Pew Life designs. So head over to shop.mrcolion.com and grab some hoodies, because hoodie season is upon us. And don't forget to hit the thumbs up on this video, leave a comment telling me how you would have handled this situation differently or the same, and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell symbol.